HVAC coach. I'm Doug Wallace. Like I said in my launch video there, I've only got time to help about a dozen people. So it's going to be a very limited amount of coaching that I'm going to do. I do feel the need to give back to a trade that done so well for me. So if something that you hear piques your interest, you'd like to learn a little bit more, my email will be in the description. So for a lot of you out there who are just working hard and really grinding it out and finding out that you're just not making a whole lot of money at the end of the year or end of the quarter whenever you take a look at your books. Some of you probably don't even take a look at it until your accountant figures that up. But most of you out there are probably pricing your jobs using either the markup or the divisor method. And that's what today's segment's on, is to show you how the divisor method is probably an antiquated way of doing business. And if you take a look at it, there's going to be 2 or 3 reasons why pricing your job that way doesn't benefit the company and doesn't really benefit the customer either. So let's take a look at this. We're going to assume you've done your homework, you're needing a 40% gross margin to make the desired profit that you're wanting. So 40 from 100 is 60. So today's scenario, we're using 0.6 as our divisor. All right, so we're going to take a look at 2 different jobs. And we're going to say the very first job, all in with material, sales tax, labor, is $1,000 is the cost to the company. We put 1,000 up here. We divide that by 0.6. We're going to end up with a selling price of $1,666.66. Now let's take a look at the very next job, and we're going to say all in, all done, material, sales tax, labor is $500. That's the cost to the company, divided by 0.6. We're going to end up with a selling price of $833.33. And I know a lot of you out there are probably screaming at your computer screen at the moment, go, well, yeah, that's exactly right. Well, this is where the divisor method really falls apart on you. You're making 40% gross margin both ways. But the first job is it's penalizing the customer because the equipment or material in that job costs more. The second scenario is it's punishing the company because you're not selling enough equipment or enough material. Therefore, you have a lower sale price, and quite honestly, the amount of labor could be the same for both scenarios here. So that's where it falls apart. The divisor method falls apart because there's 2 things that are constant within these 2 scenarios, and that's your overhead and your labor. And it should be fully loaded labor, but that's a different topic for a different video. So your overhead's the same, your labor is the same, but yet since the equipment and material are costing more, that's the only way the company can make more money, right? So as you heard me say in that first video, is you should not be trying to sell or install anything for anyone that they don't need, don't want, and can't afford. All right, so how do you get around that? Well, that's what I'd like to educate 12 of you on, a better way of pricing your jobs, even the playing field out, and on those jobs where you have less material in there, you're getting paid for the amount of labor that you're spending on that job. As in life, same way with a business, the most precious commodity you have to sell is your time. There's only so much time in the day, so much time in the week, so much time in the month, in the year to do service calls and installs. So you need to make sure you're getting paid for that amount of time that you're being out there, instead of relying on the amount of equipment or the dollar amount of the equipment that you're installing out there. So again, I only help a dozen of you out there. I wish it could be more, but if this piques your interest and you'd like to learn more on how you could take your company to the next level and be more profitable, because you should be netting at least 20% at the end of the year. If you're not, my email is in the description. Reach out to me. Let's go make some money together, guys.